All right. Hey, welcome, Global Issues kids. This is day 5, and this is really now the wrap up to our topic of poverty. Um, again, just to remind you, yesterday you had to read kind of a challenging article about how you and I, as Americans, could be helping to end absolute poverty throughout the world. And again, you could totally disagree with the premise, but hopefully, it was a powerful reminder that really you and I are pretty blessed. We've got a lot of material possessions, and it wouldn't really take actually that big of a sacrifice for us to change the lives of some really kids around the world that grew up in absolute poverty. And then you had to do a discussion board about whether you thought Americans should be more concerned with poverty in America or poverty elsewhere around the world. So now we're going to do that same question and same response, now though out into an actual full-fledged researched answer. Now, don't freak out, okay? This is not a big long paper that you're going to be writing. It's really probably a page and a quarter, right? And then and that's the default on Google Docs, which is like 1.5 space or something like that. So it's really not that long. Okay, I mean you could go longer than that if you want, but you don't need to have a two and a half, 3 page paper here. It really should just be 3 paragraphs. Okay, so let's talk about what's going to be in the paper, and please read through the handout that I attached to it a couple times. Right, I put all the directions there. I try to answer any questions that kids have had over the last couple times that I've taught global issues. But if you have other questions, email me, text me. That's fine. But read the handout a couple times. So here's the highlights. Right, first you're going to need an introduction paragraph, and there's 3 things that are required in an introduction paragraph. First, you need to have some background. So you need to inform the reader about poverty. So what is poverty? Maybe what are a couple of the types of poverty, right? Absolute versus relative. Maybe mention which country in the world is really poor, which country is really rich. Like, give a little bit of information about poverty. Second, you need your thesis statement. You need to answer the question very directly. Which poverty are you more concerned about? Poverty in America or poverty elsewhere in the world? And then third, you should give kind of a roadmap, a preview of your main reason why you think American poverty should be more of the concern, or why poverty around the world should be more of the concern. Right? So again, background, informing the reader a little bit about poverty and what it is. Thesis statement, directly answering the question. And then third, roadmap. Give your brief preview, just in 1 sentence, of your main reason why. And then you should have 2 paragraphs explaining your main reason why, or reasons. Probably you should have 2 reasons why. And those reasons should be fleshed out into a full paragraph. And they should also have a little bit of stats and research. So, for example, if you want to say, we should be more concerned with poverty around the world because some kids in Africa grew up earning less than $1 a day. They have a life expectancy of only like 55 years of age. Right? There are lots of stats and information that you can find online to prove that absolute poverty is really terrible and we should deal with it. Or you could say, well, we should worry about American poverty because that's my neighbors next door. I live in the same community as them. We should take care of the people in America first before elsewhere. This number of kids in America go without adequate food each day. We still have this amount of people that make minimum wage, right? So again, you can find stats on either side, but I'm asking for your personal opinion, all right? And once you've done that, paper's done. Okay, so again, introduction paragraph, and then paragraph with one main reason, second paragraph with your second main reason, and that's it. Okay, I'm not asking for a really long paper here, but I want you to have to do research. Okay, so you're going to be graded basically on your introduction. You're going to be graded on whether you have done research and put actual stats and information in there to be persuasive. And then third, a little bit on just grammar and basic writing functions. Okay, so And the good news is, right, this, I don't think this will take real long, but this is the lesson for today, all right? I mean, you have to watch the video, read the handout a couple times, start to do some research, and then this will be the only assignment that you'll get in the lesson tomorrow. I'm not going to add anything else, so you'll get 2 lessons worth of time to complete this. And again, if you're going past a page and a half, you're really probably being very, very thorough, which is fine. But I think you can answer this in a page to a page and a quarter. Okay. All right. So, have a little bit of fun with it, right? Again, the goal is to be persuasive. Since we can't have big debates, unfortunately, like we were going to, this is your chance to persuade me of why you think either American poverty or poverty elsewhere in the world is the most important, right? So again, try to persuade me. Use evidence, use arguments, use stats from online to prove your point. All right, again, this is a little bit tougher of an assignment, so feel free to contact me if you have questions.